have to beat them again. It's the best team in London, no, the best team of all. Everybody knows us, we call Millwall. Let them come, let them come, let them come. Let them all come down to the dance. Inside the play, Coco Lane, we all come down to cheer. We've had our jelly deals and our glass of beer. Come rain or shine all the time, our families will bring. And as the Lions run up the pitch, everyone will sing. Let them come, let them come, let them come. Let them all come down to the town. Let them come, let them come, let them come. We'll only have to beat them again. It's the best team in London, no, the best team of all. Everybody knows us, we call Millwall. Let them come, let them come, let them come. Let them all come down to the dance. Inside the play, Coco Lane, we've all come down to cheer. We've had our jelly deals and our glass of beer. Come rain or shine all the time, our families will bring. And as the Lions run up the pitch, everyone will sing. Let them come, let them come, let them come. Let them all come down to the town. Let them come, let them come, let them come. We'll only have to beat them again. It's the best team in London, no, the best team of all. Everybody knows us, we call Millwall. Let them come, let them come, let them come. Let them all come down to the dance. Let them all come down to the dance. Good evening. How are we? It has been a very, very long time, old friends. Let me tell you how long it's been. I wonder when the last live stream was. I'm going to put something on the screen, which is more than likely been giving you nightmares for the last couple of months. That was the last live stream I did. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Well, look, that is done and dusted, and we move on to a new season. It feels like it's up and running already. I remember previous seasons, and it felt like the summer lasted a lifetime, but it really does feel that it's in full flow already, and we kick off our campaign in, what is it, the second today? The third, 14 days. That's not right, 12 days. 12 days we travel to Gillingham for the first friendly. We'll get onto friendlies. We'll get onto bits and bobs that I've missed. Of course, this is your SE16 live show. Should have been a Sunday show, turned to a Monday show. Now it's live, and it's live, as a great man once said. And we're going to look back at all the goings on over the past 14 days in beautiful, picturesque South Bermondsey. There's already 230 of you on board. I'm going to say a few hellos. If I don't name you, then I apologise, I can't cover you all. We've covered that as well. Rog, big shout out, mate, to you. First comment. And we will delve into the goalkeepers and a little bit of Andy Marshall in the firing line. I've noticed that. Lazy Git, how are you? Connor Parsfield, how are you? Daryl Vicious, Lion. I swear that just used to be Vicious Lion. How you doing? Cole Bracey, good evening. Greeny Boy. What for S? What? That's Watts, isn't it? A different way. That's like if you had a number plate, you couldn't pay the dough for Watts. You put that. Millwall Tube, how are you, mate? Hope you're well. Subscribe to the Millwall Tube. Coopers, good evening to you. Hope you're well. Hello, everyone. Joe Turner, hello. Harry and Julie. Bowden, Liam Fisher, Badger, Phil the Destroyer, Daniel Clements from New Zealand. Thanks for tuning in, mate. What time of the day is it up there? It's morning from New Zealand. Have you got up to watch this, or are you going to catch a bit before you go work? Or are you unemployed? Wouldn't blame me if you was. Whoa. From a sweltering Steve Harper, even from a sweltering Simi? Is that a Greek flag? I can't really see. It's a long way away. Charlie, good evening, mate. How are you? It's very formal, isn't it? Right. Okay.
We're going to cover a lot of things tonight. Some things that I haven't covered in previous shows. The backdrop, by the way, in case you've noticed, which you probably have, I picked up this little bad boy in the middle last week. That was the missing piece to the jigsaw. So I do love an old tracksuit. Someone said to me, "You won't fit in them, you fat bastard." Well, I'm not wearing them. You don't pay £200 a fucking tracksuit to wear. They're for keeps. They're collectors. We'll get into that later. That'll tie into the box next season, because that's where the the Lions TV sign could potentially be living, with some potential live streams and extra shows from the ground. So lots to talk about. Be a nice casual one. Where do we start? Where else could we start? As well, the reason I don't always like to do live streams is I end up going off and answering questions and not sticking to the topic. So I'll go through topic by topic. And if you can stick to the topic, once I've covered it, I'll say, what's your thoughts? And you can have a chat back with me. I don't ask questions about stuff that hasn't been shown yet on the show. You can if you want, but it's not going to tie in with the way we're doing it. So we'll talk first and foremost. And once I have done, feel free to look at some of your comments once I've said what I want to say. Well, he's definitely a Bergkamp, and the first letter of his address definitely starts with a B. Will it be the Bermondsey Bergkamp, or will it be the Burnley Bergkamp? Mill have currently rejected 4 bids from the newly promoted Clarets. Listen, fucking fair play to Mr. Berylson. Fair play to the club for showing ambition. What is the bids at now? I believe the first one was around £8 million. I'm going to give you a couple of exclusives as well in this show. Maybe I shouldn't. No, fuck it, I'm going to. For those of you who are shitting yourselves, and my boy was one of them today, he said, "Dad, they've not put any photos up of Flemming. The players are currently in Spain, of course." And he said, "Dad, there's no photos going up of Flemming." I can tell you that Zian Flemming is with the rest of the squad right now in Spain. Okay, I can't say any more than that. I can't say any more than that. I don't know. I honestly, I know sometimes I say, I know this, or I've heard something. I've honestly heard nothing. But people panicking that he's not being posted today by the club on their, in their photos on their socials, that he's not there and he's in Burnley and not Spain. What a terrible thing that would be for himself. I can tell you that Zian Flemming is currently with the squad and he has been training. There you go. Throw that one in there early. So what do we say? Where do we go with it? Right. Of course we want to keep him. And it's brilliant fucking ambition from the club. Sometimes they say it's almost like a new signing. Well, it's not. But if we show the ambition to keep hold of him, of course, there is no release clause in his contract. So the only way he will leave is if one, Mill accepts a bid, which at the minute, it doesn't look like they're going to, or two, Zian Flemming hands in a transfer request. I'd be very surprised if he's that type of player, type of man. I don't think he's like that. I think he just gets his head down and cracks some of his work and lets, the powers that be deal with it, because there's nothing he can really do. Will he maybe want to hold out another season? And if we don't do the business, I think we'd all have no qualms with him leaving at that point. But could he do better than a Burnley? I don't know. I'm torn with this one, because as much as I love him, as much as I think he's a good player for us, I don't think he's Premiership quality yet. And I definitely don't think he's worth £15 million. I suppose in the current market of football, he is. But I think if I'm a Burnley fan and I get Zian Flemming, I don't think I'm getting £15 million worth. That's just my honest opinion on that one. Maybe I'm wrong. But we wait and see. It will be a major blow to us. Of course it will. And it's sort of a bit of careful what you wish for. I'll cover this in the Flemming video. That is out, excuse me, on our channel. You want a record signing to come in and do the business and put the Paul Goddard hoodoo to bed. He does do that. And we had obviously Bradshaw and Leonard after that, who have done. Bradshaw's doing a little bit of a Jorge Masvidal, wasn't he? Resurrection. I said that the other day. He's really coming into his own later on in his time at Millwall. They've done okay, but we've never had a record signing come in and do what Flemming has done. Is he that good? I mean, for a first season, a 23-year-old man to score 15 goals in a new country, I think it's a brilliant adaptation from him. I think he's very confident on the ball. I think he's fearless. He'll shoot on sight almost to a fault sometimes. But I'd love to keep hold of him. I think he suits us down to the ground. And I think he helps our formation massively, as well as obviously his contribution of goals. Stephen Ball, good evening, mate. You are a member. Members, I do understand that you members and you've not had a lot from me, but that is all about to change, and we'll talk about that later. Danny Martin says, I'm a Burnley fan. How good is Flemming? Well, he's good. He's good, but he's not quick. However, he's very powerful on the ball and he protects it very, very well. He turns play over very quickly, which is like a buzz fucking, turnover play and high press is like buzzwords at the minute in the Prem. Matthew Gray said he isn't going. Burnley. Joe Turner says he's a fantastic player. Very good. So am I doing him a disjustice? A lot of people saying, I'd take the money, for him, and if we could reinvest it in a squad. We definitely 4? Is that what you're laughing at? Evening, J.O. You well, mate. People saying I'd take 15 million. Okay, can I just say this as well? I've seen people saying, well, I'll take 10 million. I'll take 13 million on Scott Twine. Well, of course you would, but that's never been in the fucking deal, was it? It's never been mentioned. So, all right, you take Scott Twine, but when has that ever been mentioned? What am I leading into? What am I plugging myself into? Well, yes, of course, now there is a little bit of bait, isn't there? There is a little bit of bait in this situation. And I've fucking got lots and lots of graphics on the screen tonight. And don't tell me I've fucked it up already. I haven't. Because now Millwall are allegedly interested in this guy. Luke McNally. Sorry, I was vaping then off screen. That's what the delay was. Luke McNally is a 6'4" defender for Burnley. Sorry, the name McNally just sends shivers down my spine. That is for personal reasons, which I won't go into. But Mill are keen to sign Burnley centre-back Luke McNally. The 23-year-old, spent last season on loan at Coventry. He was one of Vincent Kompany's first signings as the Clarets boss, but Kompany will be prepared to let the Irishman leave on a season-long loan as bait to get the Zian Flemming deal done. That was via, you can't see it at the bottom because the graphics are rolling. That was via Peter O'Rourke, who's a very reliable source on Twitter. He now has a Patreon page. I had one of them ones, didn't really take off for me, but he's doing all right, and I'm a Patreon of his page, so I'm keeping tabs on that one for £2 a month. Luke McNally. Now, even if this was a permanent deal, I still, that might cushion the blow a little bit, but the fact it's only another loan, and Vincent Kompany's paid £2 million, I think, for this guy from Oxford. He's obviously brought him in, centre half himself. Kompany, of course, played at the top, won everything. International footballer. He seems that he likes in this guy. He's brought him in from Oxford. He's had a little look at him. Okay, he's not quite ready, and we're going to the Prem, so we'll ship him out. Of course, played for Coventry 20 or so times last season. Was a big part in them getting to the playoff final. And I've actually watched him. He's a very, very good defender. Excuse me, I'm going to cough. I just muted the mic. So by the way, I got the fan on me. So if you can hear that, let me know, and I'll maybe we'll turn it off. But it's hot in here with these lights and shit on. For me, if it's a permanent one, it's not so bad, but it's still not what I want. I'd love to keep Flemming, although saying I don't think Burnley are going to get £15 million worth out of him. For us, he's perfect and he's still growing as a player. And I expect him to be ready at the Premiership at one point. However, I don't think that will be at Burnley. I don't think he would get regular game time if he goes there. Maybe that's my opinion. I might be wrong. But the McNally thing, man, what is all these loans about? No more loans. No more Charlie Creswell loans. No more Daniel Ballard loans. Let's have a chat in the comments. Can I have a little look? We love him and he loves us. Yes, that is very true. He is from Amsterdam. He does fucking hate West Ham. How much were the bids, John? Well, we know the first one was £8 million-ish. £8 million-ish. I would imagine it's pressing towards now off the 4 bids I would imagine it's pressing towards what Charlie said, 15 million, and I want him to go. Okay, I've seen a lot of people saying things along those lines. So why is that, Char? Why would you want him to go? Good business for the club? Reinvestment in the squad potentially? I'm assuming it's stuff along those lines. But let me know your opinions if you want him to go, if you think he's as good as Bernie think he is. Yeah, let me know. Sorry, before we get on to Tommy's comment, Paul Gramande, good evening. It is very nice to see we're not selling our best players and for peanuts because, as we know, Tim Cahill-esque, we have done that many times before in the past. Tommy says you would have to take near 15 million for Fleming, bringing players on, selling them for big money is how we'll reach the next level. Okay. So that's assuming, Tom, we get the 15 mil to reinvest in the squad. In that instance, we're going to get on to team selections and who we've got available later, but I was looking at the players we've currently got, and I've got a little, I'm shitting on what I'm going to do later, but at the minute, I've got a little sneaky that he may well play fucking Watmore in the 10 if Fleming was to go, behind Bradshaw and Nisbet. So 15 million, and you're right, Tom, look, this is what we are. We're not the biggest fish in the pond. To buy someone for 1.7, something like that, sell him 12 months later for 15, of course, that's fantastic business, but where will that money go? Mr. Berylson's going to want some back. Will it go to investing in the training ground, maybe? It's not guaranteed to be reinvested in the squad. If they go 15 million for Fleming, and there's the whole lot of it, go and buy a goalkeeper, which we're not going to do, by the way. We'll get onto that later. Buy a centre-half, and buy a striker. As Millwall, we're not going to pay. We're not going to be paying, even if we had 15 million. Millwall, back me if you think, or if you don't think I'm right here. Millwall are not going to pay 15 million pound for a player. So if we sold Fleming and spent the whole 15 million on one player, I don't think we're that type of club. I think we look for the 2 millions abroad, maybe a free at a push, but I don't think we're reinvesting into even a 5 million pound player. Joe Turner, yeah, he's all day long down 15 million. Bristol City sold midfielder for 20 million. Someone put something on, it wasn't on one of my comments, and I think it's just on one of the social media pages, a different Millwall page, I think it may have been, said Brownhill's older, scored less goals, made less assists, and he went for something ridiculous. I did see Bristol City touting the player out for around 25 million a couple of weeks ago. So, yeah, he is worth 15 million in this current market. Greeny boy, what are you saying? You're saying, how's he not worth 15 million or more? Name a better cam in the Championship that ain't worth 20 million pound. So might be having a few issues with Wi-Fi. It keeps dipping up and down, like, so your picture's not great. Oh, there is now pictures of Fleming on the Mill training camp. Well, there you go. It's not a fucking exclusive. I'll give you that. I'll keep your mouth shut. Adam Brown, if we did get 15 million, who would you buy with the money? Well, I don't think Gary Rowett's looking to rebuild the squad. I don't think, we do that. Look at the players we've been getting in. And so we've been getting some very good players for a very small amount of money. There's 405 people on this stream. Jesus wept. You have been missing the streams. Yeah, look, that's what I think on it. And I may be wrong. There's so many. There is so many questions. Sorry, in comments. There's no way in the world that I'm going to be able to get through them. But do what you usually do. Have a little chat. Have a little chat amongst yourselves in the comment. There's a Peterborough fan in. Sorry, fucking Peterborough. Coventry fan in. That's just say PU. That's play up Sky Blues. I know what it means. Luke McNally is solid. Mill get him playoffs easily. Hope we get him back. Of course, there is that alternative, but Burnley obviously want us to get him because they want Zian Fleming. Could you offer the big lump up front, Gorekes, or is he gone now? Gorekes, is that his name? Would I buy Burke? Yes, it's a great question. Graham, how are you, mate? I've met you, haven't I, at the Den? And I would buy Ali Burke because, well, I'll show you why later, but this is why I worry about doing these live streams, because I start veering off. People talk about Jed Wallace. I mean, look, even if we wanted him back, he's not, which we don't, he's not going to come back. So that would be a couple of people. Super Stevie, how are you, mate? And Millwall Dave, I love that. Don't have all these fancy fucking names. It's Millwall Dave, right? I love it. It's easy to say, quick. There's lots of you on. 417 in the stream, to be exact. So on that note, it won't hurt me to say that super chats are open. You can donate to the channel via the comment sections if you so wish. If you don't, not a drama. Just sit back and enjoy the show. Dave Clark, are we ruling out another striker? Well, this is an interesting one from me all day, by the way, and Steve Morrison. I did put them both on the stream. I didn't say what they said. I am a little bit rusty. It took me fucking ages to set up tonight as well. 1 second. Beautiful. What we're drinking tonight, I'm on the old Estrella. Selling for 15 million, get Creswell back. Would rather keep him, yeah. And Steve says the same. He said this Luke McNally, but I think Creswell had a really good redemption. Almost like David Beckham when he got sent off against Argentina and he went full circle. Sorry for keep liking it to 90s football scenarios, but that's what I like to do. No, I wouldn't pay 15 mil for Creswell. I wouldn't pay that for Creswell. And of course, if we lose Flemming, then I mean, I agree we do need a centre half. Gorekes is. Oh, I see that. Sorry, I did see that. Sporting, isn't he? Oh yeah, Sporting. There you go. Fair enough. I have met you, Graham. I do remember. Coming from Ireland, didn't you? I met you then outside by the main ticket office. Right, okay. So, the Bermondsey Bergkamp or the Burnley Bergkamp, what will he be come, I was going to say come May, that's the end of the season. What will he be? Come August the 5th. Let's really, really hope that he becomes a Millwall player. Let's move on to two players that are now Millwall players. I'll get rid of that Z and Flemming overlay so I can put so many files in here tonight. I start clipping them out as we go. Of course, first, through the door. I have covered this as well. There are videos up for this on Tinternet, on YouTube. Sorry, that fan's really making me cough. Kevin Nisbet. I was at the beach a fucking hell, good 3 weeks ago. And I get a notification from Richard Cowley that Kevin Nisbet is a done deal. Through the door. From Hibernian. Shots fired early, fresh out of SE16 in the transfer window. Well, pre-transfer window, about 2 weeks before. And there's his stats. Kevin Michael Nisbet. 1997, man. I was fucking 17. He's a Glaswegian. Look at his scoring record. Yes, I know it's all in Scotland. But a phenomenal scoring record. Scored 13 in 20, I think, when he came back from this long-term injury that prevented us from signing him in January. There, Kevin Nisbet, Scotland international. I don't know why boy just popped into my head. But the Scottish four just popped into my head. Of course, talking about Jason Dare, Davy Sinclair, Paul Hartley and Stevie Crawford, who are actually not bad, those two at all. Can he make the step up, Nisbet? Let's move on to Nisbet. Talk to me about Nisbet. Nisbet will score goals. Is it a little bit with Nisbet, though, as it is with Flemming? Or am I reading too much into it? Coming in to get into English football and then having a good go, putting herself in a shop window and then fucking off again. And we're sitting here next year saying, will he go to Burnley? He will score goals. This is a very interesting one, Billy. With Nisbet, will we have two up front? It's a very, very interesting story. We're going to get on to goalkeepers later on. Joe Turner, level is lower in Scotland. I saw a Hibernian fan in the comments saying, well, you wish. Come on, mate, it's clearly better, isn't it? A lot of people saying they think Flemming will stay. Millwall on tour. 20 goals, watch. Alan Bryan says, Nisbet going to these servers. If we delve into that a little bit better, any absolute statos amongst us? I can't see Steve Leeds in here at the minute. What formation did Hibs play? Yeah, do you remember they'll turn up in kilts, didn't they? They'll turn up in kilts. Millwall on tour's confident. 20 goals. Well, look, okay, shall we cover this now then? Because he's popping up. He's going to go 3-5-2. I was sitting there earlier. Johnny Govar, how are you, mate? Hope you're well. Mark Murphy says he seems like the perfect player to take a chance on. Natural finisher, says Joe Turner. I've not seen a lot of him, to be honest. Nisbet looks a good investment. Watched his YouTube reel clip and he's already a full international. I've stopped watching highlight reels though after Yuri Skalak joined Millwall. But I know what you mean. Charles, good evening, mate. Hope you're well over there. We could have a treat of a season, says Greeny Boy. So we're confident. Are we confident? Give me that answer. Are we confident that he is going to do the business? Nisbet. We've got Kevin fucking Nisbet. So people saying, what formation will we play? So earlier on, I took the liberty of thinking, what would that be our best side now on paper? And someone said, I think he's going to play three at the back. All right. So if he was to play three at the back, that's what I can potentially see him playing. No, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. He definitely will be playing George Long in goal. And that's the reason we won't do fuck all this season unless he gets rid of Long. So I would play Barton in goal, obviously. Cooper Hutchinson, of course. I mean, we may sign another centre-half, that McNally if Flemming goes. But Leonard signed a new contract and he played really well towards the back end of last season. Brilliant up at Blackpool. What Leonard's got that Hutchinson and Cooper hasn't is that he can carry the ball out the back and he's got a very good passing range. And he joins in and drags us up the pitch. Brilliant assist for Tom Bradshaw's first goal at Blackpool. Did I say Blackburn a minute ago? I may well have done. So I think that's, if he was to play three at the back, because look, this is the saying I thought. If he was to play four at the back, I'll put best 11. I'll put best 11. If he was to play four at the back, I think that restricts Bryan for one, which we'll get onto in a minute. But I can't see he's going to play either Nisbet or Bradshaw wide, which begs the question, is he going to bring another wide man in? Or is he? I don't think he's going to go with Romain Esse. Would he go back in for Ollie Burke? I don't know. Spinning my head out. And I put my glasses down. I can't find them there. So, yeah, Nisbet through the door. What do we think? Do we think he's going to play two up front? Do you think he'll work well with Bradshaw? Watmore really, really showed his worth for the last 3 or 4 games of the season. And I think Ollie Burke gets a disjustice from our fans. I think he's really good. I mean, look, isn't it funny how things turn? Danny Mack is the weak link in that side. There was a time 18 months ago when Millwall fans had fucking Danny Mack for fucking Prime Minister. And now all of a sudden, people are saying he's a weak link. Mark Murphy's gone there as well. Poor old Danny Mack. Looks like he's in great shape at the minute. Right. Where's SA come into all this? Millwall on tour is absolutely red hot confident about Nisbet. Would I bring Shaka back? Absolutely not. I think we're actually going beyond that sort of level now. How you doing, Steve? Good evening, mate. Couple more. Yeah, he said he wanted to get a few more in before Spain, didn't he? Not sure. not sure. Oh, my legs are fucking stiff already. How long have we got? Half hour. So yeah, what we saying? Cool, fuck me, that is confident. You don't need to say anything else. What are we saying? We were 25-1 to win the league. Are we that confident at the minute? We've covered the Fleming thing, mate. There's been a donation. Thank you very much. Ben Levy, thank you very much. Jake Cooper contract talks have calmed down. How do you think this plays with 12 months left in his contract? 300 appearances. Money an issue. That's fucking some great inside info. And thanks for the donation. Ben, super chats are open. You can donate to the channel via the comment section if you so wish. Actually, just fucking donate, all right? Not joking. But this year, we nearly never secured the box, and I did everything I could to secure that box. And we found 3 people 3 days before the deadline. But I've also, just to make the box happen, I've taken on an extra space in the box this year. So that's 5 bags I'll never see again. So don't be shy to donate. If anyone wants to sponsor our live streams, by the way, then that is up for renewal. That's the only bit of sponsorship we've got left. Everything else is sold out. So we've got a company who want to sponsor our live streams at the Den. Get in contact. Don't be shy. I mean, it's very quickly turned to Danny Mac slander. I do agree with that, Stephen. You know, his final boy is the problem. I love that from Charles. I'm confident we don't get relegated. Auto promotion, I very much doubt. Playoffs, and maybe. Yeah, of course. Should we move on to the elephant in the room? A lot of people saying Maku. Where's the Maku? SE, Nino Abdelmalaki. All those players, a lot of them, I can't say all of them, that's me giving you maybe false information. But I know a lot of them have gone to the training camp in Spain. Let's cut away from signings for a minute. We'll go back to Joe Bryan shortly because I think he's a fucking great player. But I didn't do a fixture release. One, because of work, and then when I saw the fixtures, I was like, does it fucking really matter? Of course, that is our fixture list for the season. Middlesbrough away, first game. Of course, they don't fucking want us to go up. Where's the old... I ain't put the fixtures up, have I? I have. I know I have put the fixtures up, but not the fixtures that I'm talking about. So I'm going to try and find them right now, actually. I'm talking about friendly fixtures. Friendly fixtures. Where are they? No. I don't think I did it. There you go. I told you I was fucking rusty, didn't I? So anyway, there's the fixtures. Of course, before the league kicks off, we have friendlies against Gillingham. Saturday the 15th. Sutton away. I think that'll be mainly a 23s, 21 squad, should I say. About 3 days after that, of course, we've got Charlton, the Den, and Fortuna Sittard. That could be a bit fucking awkward now, couldn't it? Fortuna Sittard as well. Before we kick our season off away at Middlesbrough. The following week we have Bristol City at home. I'm not going to lie, the fixtures didn't bowl me over the first 3 or 4. Reading squashed in between that and the No One Gives a Shit Cup. And then our first televised game is Norwich away, which will now be on a Sunday at midday. I did have them somewhere. I can't find them. There's so many graphics in the little box there that you can't see. So there you go. Tough division this year. Very, very tough. Players, we do definitely need more players in. What's wrong with that? No, it's there. Right, moving on to our next signing. I actually didn't do a video for this guy because I was so excited that he could potentially be joining that I did everything I wanted to do on it during the week. So when he actually signed, I was like, I can't really do another video because he's going to be saying all the same shit. I'm talking, of course, about Joe Bryan. Now, always say in my videos, I'm always honest to say I don't know loads about other teams' players. And if I do, that must mean I really rate them. Duncan Watmore was one of them. And Joe Bryan is another. If you don't know too much about him, he's a left-footed attacking left back. I think he'll be much better in a left wing back, which I think could be a reason we do go three at the back a lot more next season. Of course, Rawa did kibosh that. And we'll go for a flat back four other than towards the end against Blackpool. Joe Bryan, great player. Look him up. Goals against Man United for Bristol City. And then for Fulham, he actually scored both goals for them during the lockdown season in the playoff final at Wembley, an empty Wembley, against Brentford. One of them's a fucking, well, they're both good goals. One of them's a really, really cheeky free kick from miles out. Great player, 29 years old, signed for us on a 2-year deal. I think that puts the Callum Styles thing to bed as well, which I'm not too fussed about because although I did like Styles, I don't think he's worth £3 million, especially with the amount of injuries that he has had. Since he's been at Den, he's had 3 injuries. So, Joe Bryan, talk to me. Talk to me. Really good player. Of course, he's been out on loan. Nice. Was it Nice? Been to Nice. I watched England lose to Iceland in Nice. Unreal signing, says Callum. George Cox, I don't think that will happen now. I can't see it. I can't see it, especially with Murray Wallace left side, Nino Abdelmalaki as well. So I can't see George Cox happening. He will definitely, Dan, bring a goal or two. Great addition. And that's exactly what we need. We need goals from other areas of the pitch. And I think he really, really will do that. A quality player, says Jamie Choate. Oh, yeah, good shout, by the way. 9 subs allowed, only 5 can be used. Yeah, it's a lot of fucking... That gives a lot more youngsters opportunities, doesn't it? Definitely. Yeah, they've changed a few kick-off times as well. I think Birmingham was one of them, QPR maybe another. No, 9 subs, not 7. I think I think we'd all prefer that, Charles, really. If it was over in... I sort of met you at a pre-season friendly against foreign opposition at the Den. Who was that? Did Ben Thompson score an absolute fucking worldie that day? Ben Thompson, by the way, joined us Stevenage, didn't he? Mason Bennett joined Oxford. Bristol Rovers were also interested in Mason Bennett, and Bristol Rovers and Charlton also interested in Scott Malone. A little bit of info for you there. So yeah, we're all happy. We're all happy with Joe Bryan signing. People saying George Cox is going to Blackburn. Very ambitious. Oh, what are you saying? You're saying buzzing with Bryan. Don't buzzing with Bryan. Ah, my feet. Sorry. Don't know how we got him over some other championship clubs. Yeah, I agree, man. And what they said is that he was in talks with the club, medical pending. So obviously we know he's played a lot of football. His medical is going to be good. I thought the stumbling block could be the sort of the Premier League wages that he wanted. I imagine him to be probably, one of the top 5 earners now at the club, without doubt, because he's been on that money, and I don't think he's going to take too much of a cut. Was on loan in France, didn't really work out for him out there, but he wasn't injured. He just couldn't get in front of the other left back. So he's come back, point to prove, back in London, and a fucking great signing for us, mate. Great sign. I know we've only had 2 in really so far. We're going to get on to 21s and that in a minute, but 2 players in so far. I know it's really cheap. What's that mean? Don't keep it clean. It means he's in for a surprise, isn't it? She might come punch me in the face a minute. That'd be a nice surprise. Buzzing with Bryan. Yeah, so Joe Bryan, really good. If you've not seen them, look up Fulham 2, Brentford 1, playoff final 2019, was it? Right. Joe Turner, we're going to get to goalkeepers very shortly. But before we do, there's something that happened a while back, and I have done a video on this. It's quite a while back, but someone said in the comments, I think Ryan Leonard might play as a wing back. Of course, Ryan Leonard signed a new contract. I know this was a little while ago, but I was just going over a few old bits today when I was researching the show. And I thought, do you know what? I wonder what they'll think of that. Because he's had a very mixed bag at Millwall, hasn't he? Come in as a record signing, told by us, by Neil Harris, that he was going to be a box-to-box midfielder. He didn't really do a lot. He remember Ryan Tunnicliffe, which is to fucking jog about and do fuck all. And since Rowett come in, I think he's been a different player. Ended up doing really well. Injuries have hampered him massively in the last 3 seasons. If you look back, you're only getting 20-odd games out of him a season. I think, obviously, his contract is running out. I think the club are unsure. And I think his performances towards the back end of the season has got him that new contract. However, it did come at a cost, didn't it? Because he was injured in the Blackpool game. He was fucking outstanding against Blackpool. But then he, of course, missed the Blackburn game, which in turn probably forced Rowett to change his formation, which in turn... This happened. I promise myself I won't put it up again. I won't put it up again. I'll delete it. Fuck that. Fuck that noise. It's gone. It's a memory. It's gone. Painful one of that. Benno went to Burton. I know. Sorry. Yeah, he went to Burton, but Bristol Rovers were interested. Sorry. I don't know anything about Brian Platt. Second exclusive, although it sounds like the Zian Fleming one wasn't really an exclusive. Am I going to get in trouble for saying this? I'm going to fucking say it anyway. Millwall will play a behind closed doors friendly in Spain against Burton. Oxford were interested. As were Bristol Rovers. And they ended up going to Burton. And Millwall will be playing Burton in a behind closed doors friendly in Spain. Of course, the players landed there yesterday. Saw a picture of Alex Mitchell, actually, knocking about with some of the boys. So, will he get his chances? It must be very frustrating. Comes back every year, does pre-season, does well, and then gets shipped out on loan. An option for us definitely in the centre of defence. So Ryan Leonard, would you have given him a new deal? Bearing in mind he's got quite a lot of money, I would imagine, being our record signing once. I'm pretty sure it'll definitely be his last season. And I'm not sure. I'm not saying he shouldn't have got one, or I'm saying... Yeah, great shout. I'm asking your opinions on it because I would like to know. What have I said now? I said something else fucking stupid. Yeah, that's anyway. Sorry. It's a yes from Joe Turner. It's a yes from Mark Murphy. We know what we get. Anthony Brookin. And Brookin, I know you. And Brookin, I know that name. You wait some 8 days. Oh, I made that up. Lenny gets a contract from me. Yeah, no doubt. Leonard, yes, we need depth and quality. All right. No, I'm with you. I'm with you. Businessman. That's what David Stevenson is all day long. Mark Paris, how are you, mate? I hope you're well. Looking forward to having a catch-up with you at the Den or elsewhere this season. Yep, absolutely. Jacob Smith, yep. Connor Parcel, yep. It's a landslide. Like when I said, should I do this show live? It's a landslide. Okay. All right, so Lenny's a resounding yes. Blondes have more fun. It would be weird if that was a picture of a brunette woman. I read that completely wrong. I thought you said like Bjorn Havingson or something like that. You want Bartingall next season. Right. Let's move on to the goalkeepers. Now, because believe it or not, we signed more goalkeepers this summer than any other position. You may not know that, but we have. Right, where are we? Sorry, as I said, I've got pictures on the right-hand side and I've got things next to them that reminds me so I know who it is. So next to Truman, I've wrote Truman. I just spelled that one wrong. Sorry about that. Connell Truman was in the same boat as Ryan Leonard. And today, the Tuminator signed... Sorry, it's just making myself laugh and weirdo. Connell Truman signed a new one-year deal at the club till the summer of 2024. Okay. This is a long story, but we're going to get there. You might not be that interested, but I'm a weirdo and I like delving deep into the club's bits and pieces. So I've got this one down. This graphic says, oh no, he's next. I don't go him. Where's the other guy? This next graphic says Foxy's cat. Okay? And you're like, what? Foxes are cats? They're from the cat family. So a couple of weeks ago, we signed this guy. Millwall signed former Leicester City goalkeeper Dylan Adair. The 18-year-old has been released by the Foxes this summer. He will go straight into the Lions under-21 squad. So a new goalkeeper. So the luckiest man in football is lucky no more. Ryan Sanford is about 83. He's been at Millwall about 27 years, and he's finally been released. They also released, you might be thinking, why are you talking about 21s? I'm getting to that. They also released Jordan Gilmore. So I couldn't think of his name. I wasn't farting. Jordan Gilmore. They released him as well. I thought he's quite good, to be fair, but he's a little bit short. And they kept Joe Wright, okay, who's the 21s keeper. And Connell Truman used to sort of bounce and be the 21s keeper at points when Joe Wright was on loan last year at places like Bath City, or, you know, if he was injured or Gilmore weren't available, Connell Truman would play in the 21s. But Mill have gone out, released Ryan Sanford, released Jordan Gilmore, and they've got in Dylan Adair. But then a week later, this graphic is down as Yank Cat, because they signed this guy, and his name is Ethan Waddy. Is that right? The under-21s have added another goalkeeper to the squad for the coming season. Ethan Waddy, can you get a more fucking American name? Ethan Waddy joins after, I think it was 5 years at Chelsea. Yeah. So now the 21s have got Joe Wright, Ethan Waddy, and Dylan Adair. So they've got 3 goalkeepers. So they definitely are not going to be needing the services of the Truminator. So I thought, right, now, you know, this addressed the elephant in the room. Bart Balkowski was our back-to-back player of the season. We all know the fucking story. And he was brilliant for us. And he was never mobile. He came to us with dodgy knees. Hence the reason we nearly never bought him. In the first place, Biden. Hence the reason we got him for like a fucking third of the price we should. But he never ever got injured. And he's been brilliant for us. Last season, he dropped one in the net, maybe. Burnley away. He was already 1-0 down. Shot straight at him. Fumbles it at the feet of Jay Rodriguez. Jay Rodriguez adds a second. And he's out the team. In comes George Long with a 90 fucking foot long kick. I don't want to cover. I didn't cover the Blackburn game because I'm close to blowing my fucking top with this goalkeeper. He cannot do his job properly. He is an absolute fraud. He's got a good build and he can kick the ball a fucking long way. Doesn't make you a goalkeeper. His technique is so far wrong. So far wrong. He doesn't project. He doesn't push off each foot when he dives. Bounce, bang off your left Achilles, bang off your left and right Achilles, off your heels. Always keep on your toes and project. He doesn't travel. When he dives, he falls backwards. And I'll be honest with you, even the Bryan'S Diaz equaliser goal, I said I wouldn't talk about this, in real time, I thought it was a great goal. Watch the official Sky Sports highlights pack of Bryan'S Diaz's third goal, the one he curls in from the angle of the box. It goes in the middle of the goal. And this fucking idiot dives full length and it goes in the middle of the goal and he gets nowhere near it. And it is going to become Jordan Archer 2.0 this season with him. So we're in a predicament because Bart's staying. Some of you feel Bart's aging. I do get that. He's 35. And we all know George Long shit. So I'm thinking, is the Terminator, told you this one was a long fucking story, going to be competition for the other two? And that's maybe why we've bought in two more under 21s keepers. Joe Wright, Dylan Adair, and Ethan Waddy. I don't know how I keep remembering their names, the other two. Obviously, I know Joe Wright is. So Truman, Balkowski, Long. How did I remember the 21s goalkeepers' names, but not the goalkeepers we've had for years? So I got a little bit excited. And then Gary Rowett pretty much said, that's us done now for goalkeepers. So I'm thinking, surely they're going to say, come on, Truman, look, you've been here a little bit now. Push on. Push on. So I looked at his Wikipedia and thought, come on, let's do this. That's what I fucking got. 12 appearances in fucking 8 years for Birmingham. So he obviously ain't much fucking cop, is he? He was brought to the club. He was brought to the club. But Andy Marshall got the goalkeeping coach job. Didn't he? I love Andy Marshall. Not going to slate him. Came on the channel just before he joined the club. Actually, that's on Lions Lounge. Watch that one if you fancy it. He brought Truman in because Truman left Birmingham and wasn't doing anything. So Andy Marshall brought him in as a third choice goalkeeper. Have the club looked at our position, looked at our goalkeepers, both signed new deals, of course. All three have now signed new deals, of course. I think we've got to do what we got. We've got to try and bring this Truman on. He's 27 years old. I know goalkeepers coming to things, fruition. Is that the word? A little bit later. So sorry, that was a long one. But what we're saying about this, well, I know what you're going to say about this goalkeeper fucking situation. Here we go. I don't know what's going on here. Some random fucking comments. Dave Evans, give Truman a go in pre-season and see how he goes. He's got to be better than Archer 2.0. That's going to become a thing now, Dave, isn't it? Oh, so what's that? Husky website. Oh, I saw that a minute ago. There's a lot of shouts for that. I'm sure a lot of you got the text message that was forwarded a million times. I did as well. I don't want to get involved in that, really, because it could get me in fucking trouble. He don't control his area. He's worse than Archer. John Rankin, how you doing, mate? So can Long be coached to be better? I don't think he can. I mean, if he can't do it by wherever age he is, I don't know. Honestly, this is the thing with Archer as well. Honestly, I can't tell you. I don't know how they're professional footballers because I know our goalkeepers coach. I know what's expected. I know the drills are taught and the reactions and the fucking and I just what it is with Long, right? He looks the part, and you see that a lot with goalkeepers. Whoa, 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 whoa. Easy. You must mean somewhere else. You don't mean Warner. You don't mean my mate, Big Ton. I'll get him on a blower now. He'll go fucking mad. Well, look, this is fair enough. Joshua Jenkins. I don't get the hate on Long. We have one of the lowest amount of goals against us. I understand he makes some mistakes, but not like Bart will be any better. Well, you're entitled to your opinion, mate. I do completely disagree with that. Palms the ball to the opposition. Archer in disguise. Chris I did once call Jordan Archer pop it on wrist, didn't I? Very, very long time ago. Yeah, maybe are we jumping on a bandwagon a bit? This is the thing, Cole. Cole saying Long is only good enough for League Two. He's never actually played in the Championship, is he? He couldn't get in Hull's first 11. He was Hull's second choice keeper. And this is a great point from Connor as well. Have you noticed now teams are shooting from distance all the time? Because they will be targeting him. They'll be doing their research and they will be targeting. I can tell you at least 10 goals last season that were bog standard goalkeeping errors. Tom King got the Wolves to see that. Again, that could be a little bit, and I hope I'm wrong. He's in the Wales setup. Tony Roberts, I think, it used to be. I think it's Tony Roberts. Tony Roberts did used to play for Millwall years ago. Was it Ben Roberts? I can't remember. Anyway, he's a goalkeeper coach with Wales and with Wolves. So he's brought Tom Kingy in there. Fair play to Kingy. Yeah, I'm interested in this, Matthew. 2 young goalkeepers from Prem sides for the future. I'm very interested to see how that one plays out, to be fair. Honestly, Ash, I have got nothing. I have got nothing. And if I did, I'd say I have, but I can't tell you. I honestly have got nothing. That's the other thing I've been a little bit not worried about, but we was in for Cox, we was in for Platt, and we was in for Lewis Travis and the Huddersfield winger, whose name escapes me, allegedly. And it's really died down a bit, hasn't it? I know there's still a long way to go before the season starts. In fact, 2 months. It's still 8 weeks, isn't it? It's the 3rd today. Bart needs to start. Long can go. SE Dons and fight Big G for the number 1 jersey there. Too many Preston Edwards, Rimmingale. Fucking hell. Is Bart past his best? Well, look, I don't think he was. However, he hasn't played now for a fucking long time, has he? As luck would have it, now it's pre-season. They're all in the same boat. But if he hadn't played at all and come in for long cold when they're all in full flow, it might have been hard for Bart to find his feet. But only Rat will know why he put Long in. And you can't say that the results didn't upturn when he did. But I don't know. He's not on the same planet as Bart, shot-stopping wise. Yeah. I mean, the second one from the free kick, was it a free kick dropped to someone's feet? Oh, I can't even think why now. Give Truman a run, says Richard Evans. Couldn't be any worse. I can't actually remember. And he didn't play for a long time. I think I don't even remember him playing. Was it even a Carabao Cup game against Cambridge? I remember him playing. He played quite well. I'll fucking back you, Dave. I'll back you. All right, Dan, I see you the other day at my work, the McDonald's A20. You've killed me there, Liam. Do you want to cut because I might get starstruck? I would have done. Oh, you would have done. No, don't be stupid. Was I with my 2 sons? In my defence, I don't really like McDonald's, but they fucking do. That ain't even banter. I'd actually not really love her at McDonald's. Yeah, was it like a hot day, like a Tuesday evening or something? I took the little fuckers to McDonald's. It's little fuckers. My oldest is fucking taller than me now. Yeah, I agree with that. A lot of people talking here, right, about a lot of people are talking about Dave and his boy out in the group. Husky, and are they sponsors next year? Someone saying what's the text saying, so just get it up. Get the old blur out. So I don't know if this is true, and I've just been forwarded it, right, like the rest of you have, because it says like forwarded many times. Where is it? What have I done with that? Oh yeah, right. Let's have a look. Me mate, I sent it to you, mate, definitely. So this is just the message that it says forwarded many times, and I got it from a few people, so no doubt some of you would have had it as well. Looks like the Husky deal has gone tits up. They never paid for last season and this coming season. £750,000 each time. You do the math, that's 1.5 million. Their logo has been removed from all meal kits, training kits, season tickets, etc. That's why the kits haven't gone on sale yet. Another big hole to fill for JB. That's what the text actually said. Now, I've just received that. It's been forwarded many times, it says. I'm not saying it's true. Could be a vicious rumour, I suppose. Only time will tell. Yeah, leave Denzel alone. Love the confidence. Listen, I really hope he does. Long will turn that into the Bermondsey Buffon this season. He's going to play like a 40-year-old. So there you go. That's what the Husky text was saying. That's not. I don't even know who that's come from. It's just come from a forwarded number. Look, one of my mates put it in one of the WhatsApp groups I'm on. Roger Cheney says it's the worst goalkeeper we've ever had. Fucking don't hold your breath, mate. I actually hate the man. And I shouldn't, but I fucking hate him. I cannot stand him. Absolute fraud. So I was looking through some of your comments now. I've been going an hour. 5 weeks. Sorry, what did I say? 8. Told you I was rusty, Baz, didn't I? 5 weeks until the season starts. Right. Dylan, thank you, mate. Donation, boom. Right, so next season the box is secured. The live streams will continue. I'm having a bit of a sort out in here. That's why they've got that current backdrop in a minute. I may take the Lions TV sign up to the box, and we're gonna kill it out with all the. I've got loads of Mill memorabilia. Now, there's a fucking vendetta against me at McDonald's. That was actually for her. That was actually for her. She didn't feel well. She went, "Oh, please go and get me a McDonald's." And the voice sounded like Mickey Mouse. "Oh, good morning. How can I help you?" How did you know that's Snodland? It's literally like about 10 minutes up the road. I did see that the other day. Jacob Smith, SE was on some YouTuber channel the other day, and that I Show Speed clown, and SE, bless him, went up to him and he was with Chinicoli, and they went, we play professionally. And he was like, "I don't care, man. You're not Ronaldo. Fuck off." There you go. Everyone's had the text. Greeny boy. I think we could have enough up top between Nisbet, Flemming, Bryan'S and Watmore. We need a strong central midfielder player to back up Billy Mitchell and George Saville. Yeah, I like it, mate. If we can keep those 4, well, we'll definitely keep 3 of them. We only just bought 2 of them. And Flemming. Right, I'm getting tired. Is there anything I missed out? To be fair, I thought I was going to be going for longer than that, and I haven't been. Maybe I'm a little bit rusty. Who knows? One other player I haven't covered there. Under 21s. He's currently out with the first team in Spain. Seb Drozd. Seb Drozd has signed a new contract at the club. Drozd has been a key figure in Kevin Nugent's under 21 side since joining from non-league Uxbridge in 2021. In my opinion, one of the current players for the one of the 3 current players for the 21s that deserve a shot at the first team. The other 2, in case you're wondering, are Nino Abdelmalaki, Tom Leahy, and you could probably throw actually Chinicoli into that as well. The skipper. Cats playing football. Seb Drozd, I really like Seb, and he was an unused sub at Stoke away last season. He's really good. He's raw, he's fearless, he runs the defences with the ball. I went to watch the under-21s at the Den. They won about 7-1. He scored a couple and sat up like the rest of them. And I just noticed in that thing, it says that Millwall put a picture up of him on their site and said, "Here to stay." So I was just like, okay. Here to stay. Does that mean someone was interested in him then, or that quite interested me that they just put here to stay. So Seb Drozd has signed a new deal as well. 21s are looking good moving forward. We do definitely need Josh Karoma. That was the winger. Thank you, mate. We do definitely need to give some of these youngsters a go. Otherwise, there's no point keep signing them, is it? Sean Edwards, thank you very much, mate. Very kind of you. Much appreciated. Super chats are open. You can donate if you want. A kit with no sponsor would go so much better. The last time we didn't have a sponsor on our kit, can anyone tell us what we was doing and where he was? In the comments? Oh, you can. I know Charles Stowworth, I know Chris Brown on as well. Oh yeah, I'm looking for sponsors. I ain't fucking sponsoring. I've just had to pay fucking the extra space for the box. 3 spaces in the box I've weighed out for next season, which I could have done that with, but there you go. We got the box, and the live streams will continue on match days. Thank God. Someone else saying Ollie Burke. Ollie Burke, would you sign him? Would you not? He meant the Bermondsey buffoon. Harry and Julie, let's just answer some questions. I'm happy to do that. I'm happy to do that for you. No, I'm saying I've got nothing else, no other topics to discuss, so I'm just doing a few questions. Do you think playoffs this season's done? I mean, we've been there or thereabouts, haven't we? And I do think that the club, by rejecting all the Burnley offers, by getting this bit and Joe Bryan in, I definitely do think they're showing an ambition to do so. Unfortunately, I can't see one, past the strength of the division this year, and 2, the fucking goalkeeper. I just can't. He just costs us too many points. It just lets in too many silly goals. So I think we'll be there or thereabouts again. If we was to get in a couple more, if we was to lose Flemming, my opinion on that could change one way or another. Any gossip on a scouting in the Netherlands? Oh yeah, he went out there, didn't he, Rat? And he watched the game. I heard he was definitely watching some Fortuna sit-up players, maybe on the recommendation of Zian Flemming. Cat. The Cat's been on the good window. The Cat, you fucking about quadrupled in size since the last time you saw it. People were saying about our website and the Husky website. I don't know what you're all on about, but yeah, 88. There you go, 89.90. I've got that small shirt. We was in the top division and we didn't have a fucking, for the first half of the season we didn't have a sponsor, and the second half of the season we sponsored ourselves. A guy called Matt Smith left Arsenal 3rd of July, available on a Bosman 22. We looked at him. I did a video on him last year. I was interested in him, but definitely wasn't Matt Smith. Yeah, it was definitely. I definitely did a video on him last year. Sorry, someone just said, bring back the Captain Morgan. What, right now? Bring it back right now? Funny, he was just literally just sitting there. Yeah. I should have the old Captain Morgan kits. There you go, Alan Knowles knows. Alan Knowles knows. No. So I'm not going to sell raffle tickets for the box. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give the ticket to members of our YouTube channel. And at the minute, there's about 45 members and 23 home games. You do the maths. If you are not a member of our YouTube channel, you can join by clicking the link in the description. You're going to get your previews early, your Lions Lounge lockdowns early. The Lions Lounge lockdown I had for you is still there, and it is going to happen. I just don't want to pester the guy because he's fucking big time, and he is going to do it. It is still on ice. I don't want to say it is, but it is. Yeah. I did see that, actually. I did see Mitchell was on Werder Bremen's list of potential signings, and I did a little bit of research into that, and I heard that they did actually come to watch him a couple of times last season. Is it concerning Harry Cooper? Is it concerning that Bradshaw's not in any of the photos? No, maybe a little bit more time off because he's on national duty. Would I be right in saying that? I did see on his Instagram that he was in Italy last week, like after being on international duty. So, Mill, Jim, Droz, Abdul Malik, Coley, S.A., Amaku got to get them on it this season. Yeah, I agree. Not so much Abdul Malik, though. Dan, if you had to bet, would you say Flemming stays or goes to Burnley? Well, I just think that he, look at the way it goes in football. A club has a good player, a bigger club in the Premier League comes in and just keeps bidding until they get them. Having said that, I would expect Millwall would want something around 20 million for Flemming now. Now, Burnley may turn their attentions elsewhere. It's whether it unsettles the player, isn't it? Or whether they'll say, like, well, I'll buy him, but you can have him, keep him for a season. I don't think that he's at that stage. I think he's not young, is he? If he goes, he wants to go. It's only one division between us. So if I had to bet, would I say Flemming stays or goes? If I had to, I'd say he goes. But I hope I'm wrong. And I won't be betting on it. 8th or 10th this year will be brilliant. Says Lion 1972. I mean, look, like my mate Charles said earlier, just don't get relegated, and that's a win. Of course it is. But are we getting so close every year now that people are going to start saying that we got to fucking push this on? I honestly think if we carry on going the way we're going, softly, improving all the time, the club as a business, Husky rumours aside, is on track. I honestly can see us doing it in the next 5 years. I don't think it'll happen this year. I don't think it'll happen the year after, but I think we're going the right way about getting there. So would 8th, 10th be a brilliant season this year? Lion 1972 thinks so. Automatic promotion, Billy. I like it. Very true, Alan. In my opinion, I agree with your opinion. Goalkeeper is our Achilles heel. I think he gets served the disjustice, Stephen. I think he's a good player. Again, a level above what we have had, and I think with a pre-season behind him, I think he'd be a fucking great asset. Of course, he's a Werder Bremen player currently. Billy Mitchell for Ollie Burke, anyone? Keep Bill, get Burke in as well. There you go. Bradshaw ain't gone Spain. He's knocking around the manor then, is he? Do you know how many people sent me that job? Well, firstly, no. The club wouldn't have me, first and foremost, pretty sure, if you asked them. Secondly, I'm not really a video. Well, I could be a videographer, but I'm not really a videographer. I love to create content. I love to edit content. I love to present. My least favourite part of it is probably filming it. And I have done videography for work, but it would just be a conflict of interest to do both. And there's no way I'm jacking Lions TV, because no disrespect to the videographer they do get in. I would imagine he probably earns the same to a little bit less than what I do at doing the channel. And the channel's only going one way, so hopefully. So, but yeah, if loads of people sent me that. Millwall Chew, get involved, mate. Apply for that videographer's job. It's still coming. What it is, he's so big time, I don't want to drive him mad. But he did wear that tracksuit top in a picture in the middle one with someone else watering some grass. What happened to Bury leaving? That's a really good question, actually. When I started getting the Mason Bennett thing mixed up, wrong earlier, I do remember that. My legs. I do remember that he said Bury was going to Oxford, and then someone said to me saying that Bury wasn't keen on going to Oxford, so he's fucked him off. I don't know. That could be him thinking he's. I was just going to say him thinking he's better than he is, but fair play to him if he thinks he's too good for Oxford. So I don't know. Is the answer. I've got that here vape somewhere as well. I've got a big bag of shirts up there. No, Matt Smith, the Matt Smith from Arsenal, a blonde-haired centre midfielder. I did a video on him. We was apparently interested in him at one point. I did do a video on him. How about the big young centre-back that was on loan in Scotland? You're talking about Big Al Mitchell. Yeah, we did cover Al earlier. Of course, he come back from St Johnstone. I think he'd do well. I think he'd do well in our first team. Of course, he came through the ranks. He was in the 21s. He used to play centre half with fuck me, my mind's gone blank. He used to play centre half Hayden Muller quite a lot. Sorry. I was left. I used to love watching him then. I used to almost enjoy watching the 23s then, when that period, as I did watching the first team with Bessart Topoloj, Hayden Muller, Sam Skeffington, Sean O'Brien, George Alexander, Alex Mitchell. I used to love watching the 23s back then. But he went out on loan to Bromley for a little while, then he came back, went on Leighton Orient for a season. Come back, done pre-season with us, went to Leighton Orient, had a really good season. Come back, did pre-season with us, went out to St Johnstone, and now he's come back and done pre-season with us. He actually played Arsenal, didn't he, last pre-season? He scored against them. I think the way our defence is going, it's aging, isn't it? It's aging now. But Murray Wallace, we haven't even mentioned Murray Wallace in this show. He'll be fit again for the new season. Hutchinson, been brilliant for us, but they're all creeping in age, and we need like a new school to come through. And I think that he could be part of that, Alex Mitchell. He's a no-nonsense, strong defender, and he's done his time on loan. He just needs to impress the gaffer during the pre-season. He is out there in Spain. Is Bury in Spain? Good question. I don't know. Love that one. Promotion season. Love it. I've done Sean Dyche. Our last 3 Lions lounges was Sean Dyche, Sean Williams, someone else, Kenny Jackett. There's loads there on there, loads on there. As well, by the way, 5 years ago today, I was at, if you saw in our socials earlier, 5 years ago today, I was at the World Cup. Me and Tony Warner watching England beat Colombia on penalties right about now. Well, right about now, English time. I don't know what time it was out there. If you get a chance, go and watch that documentary, The Road to Moscow. It's a good 45 minutes. Or watch the Lions Lounges, or watch For the Ducks of the Den, if you're craving a little bit of content. Right, I'm just about to get a bollocking, I think. Yeah. 1 second, sorry. What's that? Yeah. Sorry. I wasn't getting a bollocking. I was getting asked a question. Right, okay. I'm not. She's asking a question about a bed. Sorry, I got distracted. You're talking amongst yourselves. Right, listen, everyone. I've really enjoyed that. It's been an hour and 20 minutes. And I've not had a bollocking. She's asking me about a TV bed or something. You can't sort that one out. It's 9:20. And I've really enjoyed that. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Scotty, where do I think Millwall will finish this season? 9th again. I can't commit to more than that, unfortunately. Till I see how this Zian Flemming saga plays out, until I see if we get any more players through the door. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. I've really enjoyed that. Good to be back. and we'll try and go a little bit more regular on the lives because you do seem to prefer those to the edited videos. It does me a favour because I ain't got to film it and sit there and fucking edit it for 4 hours. So that's your lot. Hopefully there'll be more signing videos coming this week, and we kick off our season away at Gillingham a week on Saturday. Please subscribe to Lions TV. Come on, you Lions.